when it was Kemet, Black Egypt. It was a Nile Valley civilized, Black Egypt. Like and subscribe, Black Egypt. It wasn't no Mediterranean culture, like and subscribe. You gon' get tormented for 4 minutes if it's war when it just said Jeshurun got a false door in it. The Nubian flow, that's before Kemet. My Kim T got rubies and gold, and it's fit for a Kushite king. But what it look like, the green Sahara ring bearer, bring terror to your satellite kingdom, so they do not bother me. Scarification look like wavy line pottery, Kush with the black top pots. I rap top notch, and I could kick it till your laptop stops. I'm like Tahaka, Shabaka, or Pianki, the author's a father. Any jockey, I came down the Nile through the lands of Kush, living a pre-dynastic pharaoh way and marrow way. Kerma, Khartoum, or Simna by the 5th cataract. Now I put the 5th wheel on the Cadillac. So much ride, a white man couldn't battle that though, they had to paddle back. Black Egypt, Black Egypt, Black Egypt. You gotta look and see what a Nile started. What up? Black Egypt, and how it was easier to go downstream than upstream. And Black way the river flow. Don't Black look at Egypt. The color, look at the culture. Black Egypt. What you know about Dynasty 00? Roll through with Shimsu, Heru on the standard. Ta-Nehisi, Sudanese G's. Try to test me. I'm an archer from Taseti, the squad ready, so I'm stepping in with the extra thin leopard skin. A tail on the apron with my crown on. You can crack jokes, but I ain't the one to clown on. Hey yo, Egypt was black, and that's a fact. All you little suckers need to step on back. They tried to throw us off, but we kept on track and started doing research, but you slept on that. And with Kemet, it don't matter what the name mean. If it's a black culture, then that's the same thing. Race science is a lame thing. Ever since Nubian times, I let the chain swing. How the first known of Egypt was Taseti, but Taseti was Taseti already. Yep, it meant the land of the bow, and when Egyptians needed archers, this is where they would go to recruit them. I got arrows and I'll shoot them. Who them fake pharaohs? I uproot them and usurp them. What's up? Black Egypt, Black Egypt, Black Egypt, Black Egypt, Black Egypt, Black Egypt, Black Egypt. Y'all just getting started.
Bang, 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 bang.
What's up? What's up? Anybody out there this morning, like the video and help us to get it popping. Upper Egypt, boy. Got that white crown. Upper Egypt, boy. Babylonian bars, Ugaritic spit it, get it, dagger on me. That harpoon, it ain't for abalone. Phoenician pieces made of Nubian gold. Antediluvian scrolls hit the Nubian poles. And if you wanna debate that, you'll get truly exposed. I'm like the king of Axum, bring the maxims of Patar back to action. I actually swing my axe, so Y-axis 32 degrees west on the Y-axis. Try and catch us. Christianity was stole from Kemet, lying bastards. Compare the book of Psalms to Amenope. Sometimes I'm rhyming, I'm just like a shaman, okay? I rock the white crown, say, top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say, top metal. You rock the white crown, say, top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say, top metal. I'm a star charting Bantu boy with my bow and arrow. I raise a king in my gnome if I don't know the pharaoh. Explosive and lethal in your dreams like Joseph the Hebrew. And no sending evil, why jet and neck bent. Here to ward that off, I'm not a sage burner. Scroll learner, the page turner. The script writer, put the pen down cause I don't fucking need it. Cause I got the white crown, the upper Egypt. The white crown, say, top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say, top metal. You rock the white crown, say, top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say, top metal. I'm a C group, Magi Archer from Ta-Nehisi. You conscious community pseudos never try to test me. Cause I'm in Rock Squad up, fuck religion. And when I'm on the mic, don't cut my wisdom, boy. I'm W.E.B. Du Bois. I'll smother you under the Sphinx, heed the voice. Ancestrally cooking up mean lyrics. Cats fighting cause they don't think the Dogon that seems serious. And DNA can't prove ethnicity. How you conscious? You say Pacific instead of specifically. You know my shit so raw, you get crushed. Think the force of a hippo jaw. It's the Magi. Top Shimbu, you rock the red crown. Say top Medu, you rock the white crown. Say top Shimbu, you rock the red crown. Say top Medu, I rock the white crown. Say top Shimbu, you rock the red crown. Say top Medu, you rock the white crown. Say top Shimbu, you rock the red crown. Say top Medu. Yeah. Yo. Get that mic right. Mic check 1, 2. Yeah, we just chilling. Shout out to Dead Period for the track. What's up? We're gonna let the people roll in real quick. Let the people roll in real quick. Let me go to Bandcamp. Get some more music. I guess I'm gonna play one of these knowledge songs. Let me see. All up, I'm kicking back. Don't trip. Oh, let me get this popping. Do me a favor though, if you ain't liked the video already, like the video. Oh, we'll play that old school Mike Memorial. Matter of fact, I'll feature the video. Let me see. Every once in a while when the people ain't getting the notifications quick, we might have to. Early morning to you. I see you in the chat. What's up? Let's play this old school joint. Hey yo, just so your bookie don't overlook me, I still rock a show with rookies. The flow is cookies, dipped in milk. Spider-Man dipped in silk. I gangsta lane and lift the tilt. Sit mic check H-Deuce. See the 7 deuce Monte Carlo? Yeah, that's the Grey Goose. All right, hand your hype man. While the crew Bogart, your bodyguard. We so hard, Yakuzali, your body scarred. Stin shooter, Glock user, rockin' pop music. See the Mac flow over ya. The gap blow, Joe, you see so many arms, you get arachnophobia. The black foe, shut shit like the lacto. Normally laid back, but he on the attack. It's the chic answer, Diop or hip hop. The rhyme in Van Sertima, Lockjaw, Ursa Ma'at, Ross, and Tepin Ra. The planned murderer of land burglars. It's the twat first stellar people. Like the video, share it in your groups. Let's get it going. Come on. Olmecs, who told the secrets to the Masons? Rock fried my pineal with no apron to who these scriptures. Rappers trying to be trappers, but we truly vicious, wild and unruly with it. Rap songs, animated Pixar, movie pictures on the utmostest. Rain like the third Tutmosis. Who the third Tutmosis? Let's talk about it. With the tongue play, I place words in the beats. When it's heard in the streets, it's like audible feng shui. With tennis shoes hanging from electric wires. Corner store wallpaper, neglected flyers. And you expect the liars to rectify us. When cops come around, they petrify us. Emptiers won't deny us pious. We only understand the heights of the highest. Who the most treacherous? Son, the flow effortless. Wonderful, wet tundra flow. The essence is excellence. Drop bombs under your bungalow. Heavy flow, bro. Don't get caught in the undertow. You got fans that'll be irresponsible. Most rappers know, so they fear the monster. Boy, wet, saturated, hydrated. I vibrated up out of my physical. A wizard to you pseudo-lyrical misfits. This is more than a band. These are signs and symbols of primordial man. Smashrock and Toe Ray, twice your lifespan. All right. Can't deal with my style. With my style and vocab. Shout out to anybody who see this video at a later time. Hit the notifications so you could turn on the notification bell so you could get the notification bell. So I don't have to sit here playing heck of hip hop to wait for the people to roll in. Well, we can learn from that too. Ain't trying to hear. We can learn from the hip hop too. I guarantee you. I should play a video, but first we're gonna play I Ain't Trying to Hear. I'm about to get in this meta netter. All y'all gotta do is help get the video up. Come on. But learn from this song while we wait.
About some knowledge, man.
Listen.
Hey, why don't you kick
Listen
that
to every
knowledge on
word.
the record, man? You scared or something? Come on, man. What's up?
If I started kicking knowledge, it'll probably be finito, cause I know the history as it was given by Medu. Ptolemy, the first hotel, Philadelphia. One of them clowns asked me to do the history of Kemet, so I wrote that down. I broke that down. I penned it in Greek so the freaks could read. They couldn't match the melanated frequency, but he bothered me and asked me to read the glyphs, so I bothered him. Yep, I told him the history, and here we go. I said 36,000 years ago, it was the Zep-Tepi. The first time, it was the god named Ptah. The Greeks call him Hephaestus, but really he's a deification of the Twa. Ptah was infinite. The first man had been here forever. After Ptah was Atum-Ra, who ruled for 1,000 years. See this here, that knowledge I ain't trying.
You can learn the history of Kemet listening to this song.
So I ain't trying to go.
You can't listen.
What you mean you ain't trying to go there? Come on, man. You tripping. Listen, you need to drop that knowledge, man. I think people need to hear that, man.
You can memorize this song and learn the history of
It's
Kemet.
time to continue. What's that?
Next shoe, let's go in, let's begin. Seeing Medu Netta, shoe means the win, and Medu Netta, that's that ancient tongue. I've been outdoing you dudes. Face it, young, I never get in arguments on whether Egypt was black, cause on the real, yo, we founded that. 999,000 raps, I'm like the SPCA. Jay, I'm housing cats, arousing your spouse about her blouse. In fact, my ladies get up, they stand up on the couch and clap. It's entertaining.
What's
Don't
up,
mean to
Joe?
get off track, but my energy
What's up,
was telling
Omar
me to
Reed,
just
James?
relax
I
and
see
bless the
you.
track. Dynasty 1 founded
Auto
by Medu.
Group, what's
when
up?
it comes to Kemet, men is not the beginning.
Venice.
You wouldn't know how to receive a
Mr.
sacred
Metro.
gift, cause you're faker than that Hebrew creation myth. Adam and Eve, please, Adam and thieves. I'm adept, you're inept, you're inadequate, leave. You can measure me to see that the distance between us is longer than a day on Venus. You'll spend 43 days bombarded by sound waves, and the next 200 you're running.
Hold up. No, hey, don't give them no more. Don't give them no more. They gonna have to go dig, man. Like I told them last time, you gotta dig for that.
So this here the knowledge they ain't trying to hear. So this here the knowledge they ain't trying to hear. See this here the knowledge they ain't trying to hear. So I ain't trying to go there.
You can still get the knowledge from the music. Don't even trip.
See this here the knowledge they ain't trying to hear. See this here the knowledge they ain't trying to hear. So I ain't trying to go there.
Just look it up, man. She telling you, just look it up, man. Go find that information. Hey, yo, Cash, man, I think we need to give them a few days so they can get their Google on, man.
That's real, man. One thing I want brothers to look up is my man Tariq Demore, you know what I mean?
I was telling them about Tariq Demore back in the day.
Took over Spain, and the Moors held down Spain to like 1492, you know what I mean? But in school, all they told us about 1492 was what? Christopher Columbus?
Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
You know what I mean? Please believe, man. That's how it is. You know what?
What?
Y'all can look into my man Taharka, you know what I mean? 25th dynasty of Kemet, man, the Kushite kingdom, you know what I mean? That was way before Tariq Demore. See, we ran up into Spain and did that Europe thing way long ago. Matter of fact, that was one of the first kingdoms that they called a worldwide kingdom. That was the kingdom of Taharka. Also the kingdom of Tahuti Mace, man. You know what I'm talking about.
We put it in the music, man. They just don't listen to that.
I told y'all, man, you gotta go dig for that knowledge. You gotta search for it. J. Ross, Casual.
Peace, peace, peace. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, it's in the music. You could go find it in the music. Because right there, we was talking about how Ptolemy the first Soter of Philadelphia's, one of them clowns asked me to do the history of Kemet. Hey, you could grab a youngster and tell him, memorize this song. If they into the knowledge, a good shortcut, if they study in Kemet, Tell them to memorize this song. Excuse me. Take this into your Egyptology class, whatever.
Me the first hotel. I know the history as it was given by my.
See, this is the history as it was given by Manetho. This ain't the history. You got to know the different histories of Kemet. And we're going to talk about that when we get into this Medu Netcher. See, people be like, what that for? Just right there, I could tell you the history of Kemet from me reading it. The way Manetho read it, that might not be relevant to you. That's relevant to a lot of people on this earth. To be able to do that. And so let's talk about it.
Started kicking knowledge, it'll probably be finito, because I know the history as it was given by Manetho.
So the history as it was given by Manetho. I did say Ptolemy on this song. This is 10 years ago. Listen, learn.
Ptolemy, the first hotel, Philadelphia. One of them clowns asked me to do the history of Kemet, so I wrote that down. I broke that down. I penned it in Greek so the freaks could read.
Hold on.
Frequency,
Why did he pen it in Greek? Because they couldn't read the Medu Netcher. So Manetho took a history of Kemet and wrote it over in Greek so they could read it.
In Greek so the freaks could read. They couldn't match the melanated frequency, but he bothered me and asked me to read the glyphs, so I bothered him.
You mean you son?
Yep, I told him the history, and here we go. I said 30.
So in the song, I'm Manetho rapping. So when I say I told him the history, this Manetho rapping.
Read the glyphs, so I bothered him.
You mean you son?
Yep, I told him the history, and here we go. I said 36,000 years ago, it was the Zep Tepi. The first time, it was the god named Ptah. The Greeks call him Hephaestus, but really he's a deification of the Twa.
Now, obviously, we heard a lot of people say that before, right? It was the god named Ptah. The Greeks call him Hephaestus, but really he's the deification of the Twa. Ptah is a deification of the Twa. We just need to know that. So is best, but we could go on. They would learn if they knew these lyrics, right?
Hephaestus, but really he's a deification of the Twa. Ptah was infinite. The first man had been here forever. After Ptah.
In the story of the Zep Tepi, Ptah was infinite. Ptah was infinite. You could Google the Zep Tepi, did it plenty of times. That ain't what we talking about today. I do got a song on the Medu Netcher, but not describing it or teaching it. So it just was showing there's an opportunity you could take this song back to your class and break it down for them. What's up? What's up? What's up? Get into my Medu Netcher studies. It's the end of the year. My birthday month. I've been chilling. I don't know, I might start a new semester. I do my own semesters, but I'm definitely not going to start it in the winter time. My plans for the winter time to relax, get ready for the new year. Get ready to budget my time to be, productive while still chilling. You know what I'm saying? So, the starting point for me, and when I talk to anybody about the glyphs, the easiest starting point is making sure you got the sound of the tentative sound of every glyph recognized. Happy birthday if I don't see you tomorrow. If I ain't streaming tomorrow, Mr. Metro, enjoy yourself. And just to break it down, that's how we have fun on this show. I just said enjoy yourself. And a theory that everybody recognized, but I didn't recognize until I got a little bit older, is that when people say enjoy yourself, they mean just that. If it's your birthday, you should enjoy yourself, no matter where you are or what event you're going to. Normally, when people go to events, people tell you to enjoy yourself. And growing up, I got the context of thinking that meant enjoy the party. You feel me? So to enjoy actually means to bring joy within. And this is funny. I ain't trying to go there, but let me see. I just like to chill and build. Enjoy for my homeboy. But look. Now, it says take delight in activity or occasion. But in actuality, that's if you do the etymology, we know it means enjoy. Joy within, right? Let me see. I think so. Receive with joy. To give, joy to receive. I just want to keep on going, but I want to see the etymology dictionary. Yeah. All right, expressions of pleasure, senses of delight, plural, joy, gladness. Let me see. I just want to see where the end is at. It don't say nothing about where the end comes from. Oh, that's joy. Okay. See, in, joy, in. Okay, cool. Take delight in from in, make. Okay, great. You know why? Let's see. I was chilling with that super producer, Jake one day. And that concept about enjoying yourself came across my mind. I ain't on a tangent, I'm chilling. This the hip hop show where you learn everything through rap.
Special. We was talking about the self-esteem, you know what I'm talking about? I was feeling him though. Kinda made me think,
Shout out to my man for his birthday. Here go the song cut right here for my man.
To enjoy themselves.
Here's how we do
like,
it.
enjoy yourself, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Look, don't worry about me, cat, enjoy yourself. She said he wondering where I be at. Enjoy yourself. You looking mad now that you see your boy with wealth. I hit him with the alright, cuz enjoy yourself. Smoking and drinking, you gon' destroy your health. It shouldn't take something else to enjoy yourself. I spit it to critics like I'm the real McCoy himself. You mad at me? Well, enjoy yourself. Make yourself feel better. She talking to deal with her, but use no hands. My man, she'll feel bigger. So go enjoy yourself. Call another one. I know somebody saying casual, a real nigga. Y'all must got writer's block and can't think of shit. I make speakers split with a weaker spit. Jake Beach nigga, street heat seeker shit. Think of all the money we can get from leaking this. Cash and Jake, the new Biggie and Puff. I hot spit slippery, plus my delivery is liquidy. Casual to rhyme, maestro.
Shout out to my man Jake One. You know I do this, boy.
Money for the weekend.
Huh? Enjoy yourself.
The girlfriend beach weekend.
Enjoy yourself.
Why you mean mugging this church? Enjoy yourself. Often seen thugging, but I got a lawyer bill. I'm like Santa with this gram, I should employ your elf. I'm sweet, I beat beats, now just enjoy yourself. But remember, temperatures will make a b-boy melt. Keep the 40 right up under the belt. Don't make me deploy the steel. Sit still, enjoy yourself. All my niggas got perp and flip toys for wealth. While you having hard times, try and enjoy yourself. I'm with a chick in Florida who love listening to good rhymes. Your best dime like Florida from good times. Get in where you fit in, within all these people. Spit in, but then you come again. Be your own man, do your grown man. I thought about it last time I went to Stonehenge. Rap sick, I got fully blown men's. Not the type that got the bully on friends. You didn't know than me, then put me on in. High school, I used to play hooky on hen. Now it's that the two
that you putting on 10. You like a newscaster, you putting on spin. Or Bill Cosby with that putting on his chin. I feel saucy, I'm enjoying myself. You ever get me in your stew, I make your Norman melt.
That's the old school shit. All right, we just do that like that sometimes. All right. At this age, we got a song for everything, man. Happy birthday. All right, let's keep it popping. You know what I mean? So I often refer to this list, and I teach people shortcuts. I ain't gonna do you could go take a class on the Medu Netter, but I could tell you the straight shortcut. Don't do nothing else. Know what every symbol, know every sound, not this list, not the biliterals, but first learn the uniliterals are the glyphs that only have one sound. Easy. You could do that in a week. If you can't do that in a week, then you ain't got enough time. That's all. You could do it in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but you can do that. If you pick up a piece of paper, it'll be a lot easier. And if you if you draw out the glyphs, it's the best way to do it. If you draw out the glyphs, you'll memorize these in one day, possibly. If you got the propensity to get to the bottom of this. But you can't do the shortcuts. Don't read no 3-year book. Read the book. But supplement that with the things that I'm talking about, and you'll zoom through it a lot quicker. So what I mean is just simply don't even trip. Just remember that if you see this, you should obviously know what it is too. So I would just draw the picture, write the name, and the corresponding sound, or the transliteration of it. That's easy. Man, I'm saying, like if I was doing a class at a university, we'd do that all. That's the first class. Y'all walked in. Sit down. I'm not introducing nothing. Here go your work. At the end of the class, I'm taking them papers back from you, and I want to know how many of these glyphs you retain. And in the next period, we'll talk about something else. I want to see who got that retention. You don't have to be a memory wizard in this class. I want to see who got that retention, though. All right, so then you do that. And so, that would be a good starting point, is making sure you could draw these all out, have them all memorized by their meaning and their sound quality or their transliteration quality. Obviously, step 2 will be the biliterals. And in a sense, that's what we have here. Sounds representing 2 consonants. Now, the reason why I say in a sense is because the majority of these first ones you see, you learn they represent soft vowels. The second so-called consonant is a soft vowel, like the ma in ma'at. Nevertheless, I wouldn't go from this to this. First, I focus on this, get this nailed down. And when that gets boring, I make sure I'm supplementing my work with just this page right here off Wiki. Transliteration of ancient Egyptian. So many people so-called know the glyphs and don't even understand this Wiki page. Because in discussion, when we arrive at different transliteration schemes, now you don't have to know whose is whose. You will eventually. Oh, that's his scheme. That's his scheme. But one of the problems that we have is when learning this chart, first and foremost, you'll see out of all Egyptologists who put together conventional transliteration schemes for ancient Egyptian, first thing you'll probably notice is E.A. Wallace Budge stands on his own. You'll notice that before you even learn anything about this. You'll also learn the conventions when we get to manual decodage here, which is basically MDC, a standard system for computer encoding of transliteration of ancient Egyptian script. So this is really like the standard, the one in the middle. But when you see how that standard was arrived at, so for instance, let's look at a glyph that has the same transliteration all the way across the board, which means every Egyptologist agree on these. This is what I'm saying. So let me go down. I mean, not every Egyptologist, the ones who put forth these transliterations. Let's look at B, the foot here. This so-called square, but it looked kind of rectangular, whatever. If it ain't a full rectangle and it's kind of looking like a square, it's supposed to be a square, is a P. And this F. Now, without memorizing the names of each Egyptologist, we can clearly see when we go across the chart. Most of them agree. I haven't said all of them yet because I haven't got. It appears that all of them agree on the transliteration of these glyphs. You see what I mean? And so the reason why I would point here, because you're still focusing on just the uniliterals, just the glyphs with one sound, but you're heightening your knowledge of how to deal with the material as you come across it. You might see one dude, somebody might, so think about the word ma'at, which has 2 A sounds in it. You might see that in various different scholars' work and not know how to address it because of phenomenons like this. You see the backwards 3 looking double diphthong or whatever, and then the single one, some say represents an A. Who says it represents an A here? You want to guess? 1910? So when we say Amen, who we following? Now you know these things without reading them in the book. You clearly know it from your observation. When we say Amen, because Amen starts with a reed leaf, we're actually following the transliteration of who? You see that there? We're kind of following the transliteration of budge. Now let's be clear, if you look at how others transliterate this glyph, that some say has like a soft vowel sound or whatever. This I here, so Amen, we got the I and the J, but the J is just for transliteration to represent, I guess, the sound in the I. Or, you know, we see that often. And others use the J for the Y glyph. So again, understanding this, I won't go too much further with that. Once you got somewhat of an understanding of that, you are on your way to just, you know what? Biliterals, triliterals. Then determinatives. All right. So, dang, it was this book. So let me I can't recall the book I want to cite right now. Let's see if it's called Understanding Hieroglyphs. And if you don't know, I got a project running. It's in the crypto space, so, you know, until crypto get back excited, people don't even be wanting to respond. But check out what we got going on at the bar DAO. You know what I'm saying? All it is an opportunity for anybody in the artistic space to submit a proposal to fund your project. If you're willing to give up a piece of the intellectual property from the project, from 5 to 50%. Nothing. And it could be new intellectual property or anything. But I just want y'all to know about that because you gotta work that in everything I'm doing. So here we go. What I came here to see, Understanding Hieroglyphs, the book. And we go to books. Oh, this is two different covers on the same book. I don't know. I don't think I'm recommending this book yet. It's one of the many books I got on the Medu Netcher. But one reason why I'm going to a particular book I'm looking for, and this may or may not be it, is because of the shortcuts that this author, I won't say realized, but just manifested in their work about, and I'm not one who particularly is fond of shortcuts, but there are things that I didn't know after learning the long, rigorous way that I wish I would have known earlier. So I said the word shortcut about 3 or 4 times. Again, I could show you some, things that I've learned over time, but I'm just not the biggest. I don't even like real life shortcuts. I just like to go the regular way. And so, in this, if it's not this book, I'm calling this book, but if it's not this book, I'll show you. But basically what one of the authors does is, once you get familiar and you begin learning how to parse, they do a very good job at teaching how to parse glyphs. Let's just go to some glyphs real quick. Because say you did memorize this and you did all this easy, like that's too easy. You did it all in a day. You start moving on. You start looking at some glyphs, you're still going to be lost from point one. Let me see. I'm just going to say hieroglyphs. So you just type hieroglyphs and clicked on some images. Obviously, you're not ready to read nothing yet. You can play around, do what you want, but you won't be ready to read. You probably know the word order and all these simple things that you could learn in the book. But there are certain studies that they teach us about the grammar, the word order, the word structure, that all comes after learning. I won't even say, those are just the tools. Some of the tools to begin to try to start. Like once you got that, I'll be like, okay, you ready. And so then there's a lot of information we start learning. But I was looking for an example of some glyphs that was better than the last one. That may be a source where I could click on it and make it bigger. I got tons of them inside my computer. I'm just being quick. I don't want to have to go look from the pictures. All right, this is close thing to a full. Oh no, it's Amazon. Anyway, I was going to give an example of what we call parsing. So let's get back here. It's just like knowing how to separate the words. That's parsing. Let's see what the definition of parsing is. I think it's knowing how to separate the words. So when you hear people talk about parsing, you know how to parse. That's what they're talking about. Analyze a sentence into its parts and describe their syntactical roles. All right. So with parsing in Medu Netcher, again, let me open this one book. Do we say it in this book? This is another book. I didn't use it when I started. I just started using it recently. And just since my Adobe Acrobat is acting silly, I'm just going to not even trip and go back to the other book. I ain't got time for no computer technicalities or whatever going on. All right, now let's go in here. Go back to our, right here where she's showing this. So I want you to notice something. about parsing these words and about Medu Netcher. It's something I think I examined, and it could not, others could tell you is not true, but you notice how they stop at triliteral for the phonograms. For the glyphs with sounds, will stop at a triliteral. So a word could be as long as heck, especially a name. Well, mostly with names, maybe some foreign places, but we'd be hard pressed to open up the dictionary, the ancient Egyptian dictionary, let's do that, and find a word that is over 3 syllables. All right, that's something to take a mental note on too. Let me see. Now, again, everything you think of that's over 3 syllables is going to possibly be a name. Tadak Amen, Amenhotep, Ptahhotep. But when you start talking about words, we're more hard. I'm not saying they don't exist, but we're more hard pressed to find words with over 3 syllables. People who know the Medu Netcher, if they haven't took note of that, they could tell you right now, dang, I never thought of that. That's probably true, because they're going to scroll the Rolodex of the words they know. Some of the longer words I could think of, like wet, wawet, 3 syllables. I can't even think of no really long ancient Egyptian words. And so that helps in a sense, in the sense of parsing, when you understand the difference between monoliterals, uniliterals, biliterals, and triliterals, when you're looking at the glyphs, for instance. So, and also a second thing I want to point out before I go there, with parsing, I would say another phenomenon that we need to talk about is square writing. What is square writing? In order to be neat, maybe is a good word. You'll notice that 1, 2, and 3 here are written in a square. The square looks like this. You see my mouse? Do. See how they're written in a square going down? Now you see 4 and 5 are in the square, huh? Do. And 6 and 7, do. Now you're going to see, I'm parsing this for you, by the way. Let's see if my rule applies. And if you got that first chart memorized, you wouldn't be able to address this because you probably start reading across the top and then the bottom. But if you did understand what we're talking about now, about the parsing and the word order and the directions you start from, dang, I wish I could make this bigger. Let's make this bigger. I got to clear the search. There you go. See, you wouldn't read from this mouth to this lion paw to this bee and then go down there. No, you read in boxes. So take everything, just the things I put into account today. We're still not prepared to begin to try to read this, but people like to dabble, right? About the boxes, and we know about the 3 syllables, 2 syllables, 1 syllables, but maybe not even more. Let's look at what this word would be just by what we learned on this chart right here. If we just was trying to be simple with it, we see this mouth right here. It got an R. We see this key right here, which is the square. And we see this forearm, which they have with the little diphthong. Some put an A right there. So we go back because we understand. We looking for squares and syllables. I'm just talking about easy. Not like some people don't do it like this, but this is easy. Now we got the R, the P, and the A. Since the A ain't a consonant, this could be a 2-syllable word. Right? It could be what? And then next you'll learn the convention of Egyptology speak. Yo, shout out to Brother Reggie in the building. I know you could do a better job of me than this, so I'm going to open up the Zoom, and eventually we will have it popping. You see how my brother just put reply on the screen? And so if we're talking about syllables, that's a 2-syllable word. And if we recognize that this hand is like an A at the end, so this word is written in the box, reply. Now we could go to the next word, starting at the top, going to the bottom. So then when we learn to read into the glyphs or into the animals, or as if they talking to you, I mean, you know, this is your face, the arrow, and the glyphs looking at you saying something. So you read into them. So when people say read into it, that's what they mean. Nah, but hey, this is the quick way. So read into it, man. And that's how you remember. I'm supposed to read into it. Look dead into the eyes of the animals, so you starting from the left. You know what I mean? I hope people can get that in my 2D analogy. So I go, rimpa, it is the first word. We got it in the box. The second word, we got it in the box. And we know it probably won't go past 3 syllables unless we're dealing with the names. So what we got here, we got ha. Some would say hot, but we say ha. She probably ain't transliterated this here, but people who read the glyphs could tell you this is what we got. We got ha in the box, right? Okay. Now, some would say bit, but this is bitty. They just didn't, because of the box writing that we're talking about, okay? We'll learn that certain glyphs are excluded. That's for later on. Don't worry about that. But it's still in the box. How do you know it's in the box? Because you know it's in the box. And it's something to help you. It's just, this is what I'm showing you. 16, what they call it when you're searching for a stud in the wall. And the carpenter say 16 off center. And then you say, oh, I know how to find the stud in the wall easy. This is the ancient Egyptian stud in the wall. Understanding box writing, group writing, and these type of phenomena. So I hope that works. And so here we go at the bit T. Okay, now look at this group. Why is the box oblong or whatever, like a rectangle? It still applies. But obviously, well, you can look at if you do the analysis, it comes down to the shape of the glyphs. And so what you'll find out here is these long stems. I mean, I'm just doing an analysis that how things occur, and people will tell you this. It appears the long stems on these 2 glyphs cause the artist stand to write from a different direction. And so if someone want to tell me what glyph number 10 is here, feel free. But we got Shepesh something. Is that Shepesh? Or what is that for the royal seal right here? I just keep forgetting the name of it. Bitty, Shepesh, something for the royal seal. Somebody gonna type it in the chat before I proceed. And maybe number 10 is a glyph, not to be spoken. All right, and so while somebody putting up whether this is Shepesh or not at number 8 and 9, we still recognizing that we haven't went over 3 syllables for any word. So this combination, you could say, so now this looked like a different version of Ankh-Wa-Seneb, right? But look how they did it. You feel me? Somebody said Ma'akaru. I don't see, nah, that ain't Ma'akaru right there. Unless I'm tripping. That ain't Ma'akaru right here. But you might be saying my word is bond. That's what Ma'akaru mean. So I don't understand, but somebody write with 8, and then if you see this by itself, sometimes it could just mean health. And this could be, this looks like, this ain't, I don't want to say this is a rendition of the Ankh. So somebody want to break that down. Now we go over here, we got, so we know this is about being the seal bearer, and they tell you right here. Why? I understand that. I'm just trying to figure out, I forgot, Shapesh. That's why I'm learning Medu Netcher today. So it is somebody going to write number 8, and we'll look that up later. This is the treasurer, or the person who holding the royal seal. Please, Reggie, freshen me up on that, or somebody. And then we're going to get that Wat in Mer. You see, we still in the square, but what happens in this square? What happens in this square? Few things happen. You got double strokes at the top, which is weird. All right? Double strokes aren't related to this word what. And you also have a conjunction inside of the box. Remember that. That's something I used to always mess up on. Because you see the word in the box, right? But this up here, this Y, could be on the end of this, saying this ain't an Ankh. But I know it's doing to me what it's doing to others. It's just possibly a determinative for the seal bearer. But why is a Y after it? Over the Wa, which stands for one. Then you got the T, Wat, in Mer. And Mer, the last word again, is in a box. And so I just was illustrating that. And now they're just showing the same thing from different directions. Here go the same. Let's do the same thing to familiarize ourselves. Same practice, but I won't stretch it all out. You see how you see in the same text? So you do the same thing, same boxes, you just going from right to left now. Because the glyphs, you got to read it, the arrow is looking dead into the eyes of this lion or whatever, so, it's flipped over. Same phenomenon when writing down. And now you even see things illustrated different. That maybe this double line here, which doesn't reoccur over here, is some type of something I just noticed. I don't know why they did that. That Y doesn't reoccur in the rest of her breakdown. Still in the box, going down though. Still in the box. It's harder going down because you might think, well, I know where the box stopped. You feel me? But it's the same thing. Choo, choo, choo. All right. Choo, choo, choo. And the way that he put these two next to each other, well, she did, but the way that these two are next to each other under that kind of proves that it was a spacing thing with the way they drew that. Anyway, that's something to keep in mind. You know what I'm saying? Is that not the number 11? Oh, yeah, that must have been. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, because I just noticed that at the end, J. Mill. Oh, Lil Terry. It must have been something else because the damn show wasn't. But that ain't how you write the number 11 in Medu Netcher. But it wasn't repeated in the rest of her. Look. If that's the number 11. Oh, yeah, that's the number 11. Thank you. That's why it's not repeated. I just didn't look at, I wasn't looking at the rest of that. Thank you. So this number 11 looked like a Y in Medu Netcher, though. And so I just was overlooking at glyphs and not looking at the numbers. I was trying to figure out why she didn't put it on this line right here. So that's cool. I appreciate you for pointing that out. So that's very, very good. Now where you go? So that's when you're dealing with the books that's going to start, supplement with all of the grammar books. My favorite grammar book is Sir Alan Gardner because he has the lessons. He has great lessons in there. This is another shortcut. Do every lesson in this book. That ain't a shortcut. But really do the lessons. This is what I'm saying. You do the lessons in this book, you're going to be teaching me stuff. You're going to be teaching a lot of people stuff. You're going to be reminding us of things and not just try to read it, but do the lessons. Let's do one lesson right now. It's going to be hella easy and fun too. So if anybody really into this, open up these links I'm about to share. You can find your own sources, but this source I do recommend, the wiki one, just because it's compiled in one place. So let me go here. Well, 57 people in the building. What's up? Yeah, shout out to y'all. You know what? And this is a workshop, don't forget. So I just shared that wiki to transliteration. Store that in your bookmarks. If you into it like that. And then I don't really want to share a source on this. But I do know this is a cool one. So I will share this too. Because you could be looking at charts of the glyphs. That's all wrong. So rock those two, say those two links into your chat and go over the process we just discussed while you're reading a well-qualified book of ancient Egyptian. So, and if you want one, we'll go back to that. If you all technical and stuff, start with Gardner. If you like playing the sticks on all Madden, start with Gardner. If you play on like pro because you're too old for sometimes I'll be too old for that. Then I recommend J.P. Allen. And if you really play on easy mode, then I recommend Daniel Selden. This book right here. Like if you play on super easy mode, even though it's gonna be, but for the all Maddens, right? If you don't play at all, then feel my analogy. If you like things the most complicated from the start and not working your way up to it, but still in an understandable format. I recommend Sir Alan Gardner's Egyptian Grammar, and we're going to get into some of these lessons, just one of them. So stuff I rapped in that song, that Nefer Abba Pefanuk Sesh Im Amira, was cited in this book. And I just remembered it and recalled it from one of my lessons. And then freestyled it in the studio one day. And so I really wasn't freestyling that line, that hook, because it was from a lesson that I had engraved into my memory. And so this is why doing these type of lessons work for you. And I'm sorry, I know if my PDF was working right, I'll be able to open up the, well, it's probably me. Let me see. How do you open up the, I need to see all the stuff. Page display. No, not page display, page navigation. Whatever. Normally it'll open up where I can skip through it on the side, but. Oh, here we go. I'm tripping. That's it? Nope. Oh, well, one of y'all know how to work that. Y'all tell me. So one of his first lessons? We already on number 7. But I think at the end of this, you'll learn about the vowels and all that stuff, hieroglyphic writing. You could get through this in no time, really. Brief history on Egyptian philology, talking about the hieratic, the Medu, Netcher. And Medu, Netcher is not a language. All right. I don't really, if we're not in a learning environment, when somebody say speaking the Medu, Netcher or stuff like that, I don't trip. But, no one said that Medu, Netcher was the language of Medu, Netcher is what? Rani Kim, right? Rani Kemet. The mouth of Egyptians are the mouth, the words. Some say the mouth of blacks. It ain't black people who say that. It's like some people who translate that literally. I think the Coptic dictionary translates it like that. I might be wrong, though. But so the language is Rani Kemet. That's why when we hear about hieratic and Medu, Netcher, they both are the same language. So a hieratic word is just a cursive word. Just like if you write your name in cursive. I was trying to get just some. Did she copy that out of Gardner book? I just seen the little thing that looked just like that thing we were going over. Let's see. Anyway, don't be distracted. Yeah, I think she did copy that out of Gardner book. Look. Is y'all gonna say she plagiarized? That last lady we was just looking at, look, got the same thing right here. Nope, it's different. Okay, she put different words. I was about to say. But she's teaching the same thing here. And we learned this already. And now Gardner here is not going to talk about it. He does explain the group writing phenomenon. He's very thorough in this book. But since you know it already, how parse you? How do you parse this? What is the first sound should be made? Not even sound, because we don't know if it's accurate, but scholastic purposes. What is the first sound here? Did Reggie already answer it? I think Reggie already answered it, but I think he might have wrote that before I put this on the screen. So we start with number 1. They're showing you, and we got Jed, Medu, An. So what's the box? The box here includes the N. The N here is not a preposition. Now you want a shortcut? I need to start snipping. I'm going to snip every Medu, Netcher shortcut, the real ones. Like if you familiar with these, Jabari, because shortcut, I ain't trying to do that, Reggie. But if Jabari was watching this video, he'd be like, that's the quickest shortcut in the world. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see right here. Hold on. I'm trying to go snip. So this is what I'll be meaning. And everybody know this, but you learn it with experience. You might as well go on and familiarize yourself with this. Man, let's make this fatter, dude. Damn. Why they got this skinny thing? Can't go no fatter than that. Now I'm going all over there. I feel bad. Hold on, look. Gotta be more accurate. Go on and familiarize yourself with this statement here, as Reggie just taught you in the chat. All right? You're going to see this statement more often than not. It's going to help you with your parsing. It's going to help you with your textual identifications. And it's even going to help you classify the type of text that you're about to read. All right? So go on and familiarize yourself with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the snake, but it's the one with the turned tail that represents the DJ sound. J. All right. You got number 2 over here, Medu. As Reggie wrote, Jed Medu. Now, this should have another D after it, but it doesn't always, especially in this statement. But the most common use of this snake is to say Jed for speaking or Jet for eternity. All right? So if you take a mental note of this, when looking, if I pulled up some glyphs right now, you're already gonna know, dang, that is true. Like, let's just go to, say, hieroglyphs again. Sometimes it's good to just test things by Wiki. Not Wiki, but Google. I'm simply just typing not hieroglyphics, but this is our website where you can go here and learn about what we got going on with the Bar Dow LLC up here. All right. But I meant to type hieroglyphs. You know how much that website is good. Shout out to Stinky. We started, man, Stinky got that name for us in 1991. Before anybody thought to get the name hieroglyphs. Let's just go back to Google. So, look, I just come right here, and since you know the cheat sheet, you kind of know what this is starting to say, see? Why did this start off with that snake? The word Medu. This is your word Medu. So you got to know what that looked like. I think of it as an upside down microphone. And it's in right here. That's doing the same thing as this. Sometimes they leave glyphs out. So we're definitely going to cite this to let us know the context after this is what? It is recitation. Either in the past, the present, or the future. The tense isn't equated really by this word. And normally a tense word which precedes words never precedes Jed Medu. the tense word au. If you do see au jed medu, it's probably a statement of the future or the present. Normally, this is past tense. So it's going to be translated words said by. Go to Casual Bandcamp. Shout out to American Dream. Go to Casual Bandcamp. There's another person who tried to, but they give me the top Google for that. So go to Casual Bandcamp. Yeah. So that's just one to remember. I wonder, is this book searchable? I think I made it searchable. I'm going to group writing. Jed Medu, shout out to Tech Hen Ta Netcher. So now we understand, we understand when we see Jed Medu in all events. Egyptologists, what do they classify it as? Let's see if I'm wrong. Jed Medu spell. We'll see how many people say that. Look, they got this on how to pronounce Jed Medu. That's crazy. How do you pronounce Jed Medu? Damn, got that on there. Anyway. So here it is. From in Wiki. Wiki be going hard sometimes. I ain't banging for it, but why they talking about Jed Medu? You didn't know that. Come on, Jed Medu. It ain't opening up, so they're not going hard. I don't know what happened here. This is crazy. It's just regular Google. I don't know. I clicked on this and it wasn't messing with me. Internet looking good. I guess it's just this link. So the list of the book of spells. Upstream disconnection. Huh? Is it doing that on all links? Oh, no, that's just them links. I've been having some computer issues, so I was over here like, is this my computer doing this? So we're still learning about categorization, and I'm still going to try to click into this, but it's not letting me. We're still learning about some of the categorization when we look at text and understanding these things from the gate. And words to be spoken. See how they put a tense on that? When they want you to think that it is a spell, this word. The category, again, in Egyptology is possibly a spell, all right? Pelashet. Is this Palestine? Yeah, Philistine. Okay, Philistine. So since I can't find nothing on that, I ain't gonna trip. But that means because they know a recitation followed, and whether or not you were supposed to say that to get a effect in real life, if the incantation are the recitation. These are all of the things that this classifies. Recitations to incantations. In the Egyptological minds, incantations and spells. But again, a lot of them are things after this. The word said sometimes are supposed to bring a desired effect in the real world. So if you say a recitation, which is supposed to bring a desired effect in the real world, it's a spell. Name any recitation that should bring a desired effect in the real world. All right. And it might be what I just said. I just looked at the chat, didn't understand the comments, so I'm confused, so I ain't tripping. So back to my man Gardner. I'm way down in the book because I tried to search something and it didn't pop up. And shout out for all the support. I appreciate my peoples. Ain't saying no names, but appreciate the cash ups. Let me see. I don't know if I'll be not giving them shout outs. Right. Appreciate y'all. Junior, Gary, Robert, appreciate you. Verbal synthesis. I'm not going through this. I don't intend to do this, but this is where I freshen up and get back on my stuff. And so the more you can look over this material, the better. I was simply looking for one of his. Here we go. I just passed one. One of his lessons. We're on lesson 5 here. I didn't talk through all the way up to this point, but I talked about monoliterals, uniliterals. He's starting lesson 5 with the biliterals. And he's showing with the P as the second consonant, like wept and kept. Next, he shows with M as the second consonant, like M, Nim, Him, Kim, and Gim. N as the second consonants with N, Win, Nin. But you want to talk about something? And I'm going to tell you this too. Here go another shortcut. Write all these down. When I'm talking about the shortcuts, it's for the people who already know the glyphs kind of. But they'll help you later too. Look at this. Double N's only really mean one thing most often. They mean two things, but most often it's negation. I'm going to the dictionary here, a different dictionary, not the grammar book. So I'm going to type 2 N's. And we'll see that the double N read leaves mean negation, a negative sentence. So if something is happening, You see them double ends, something is not happening. And you never, and they also pop up for one other reason. All right, so look. This nin, what does it say? Reach this die blessed. Who knows? Unknown. Jed M. We know what the Jed M. Nin. Don't say nothing. They don't know what it means. But because it got that in it, so I don't know how I would know what it means. But I'm just, now they're using nin for those who are there. This and these, that's the one. Okay, so there we go. This is either going to be this, these, or negation. Here, hither, that's in the category with this and these. So let's not fall off of it. This, these, here, hither. Most oftentimes. Now it's used with some food or bread. That's a certain type of food. So this, but I'm looking for it to, there we go. Oh, but it's a different way they wrote it. So since those could represent ends or ends in negation, they would still write the other negation that we were seeing the same way. Well, let's try to find it. So I'm just going to go back with it showed negation once, but I noticed, oh, there we go, finally. Oh, but no, they're not showing it with the double reliefs. So they said it was written with negation, but then they cited a stela in the dictionary, which kind of means it don't occur that much. But it does occur. But the most common use right here is this or there, these. And I want to go back to the one where it says, see, it does negate, oh, and they got it with the different things. NN does negate things, but they wrote on a certain stela. So that means it ain't really used all over the place. But nevertheless, here it is right here on this chart of hieroglyphs representing two consonants. All right. So, but then I see it often meaning negation. Maybe I ain't translating them sentences wrong, but I see it very often meaning negation. But still, I guess the most common use is that or this. I mean, this or these. And though we got hen, we got sin. Hen looks related, obviously related to some type of a animal. Sin is a brother. Later, when is like existence, men is to come together or to establish. This hen seems to be some type of a plant, and this hen seems to be some type of warfare. Now I'm just looking at the determinative there, and this one is a loop like sinu, like the shinu. We do that for memory after learning our biliterals. So here, this is something to look at here. And I'm gonna read this for my man American Dream. It says, to be firm, to remain, men is always or like never, M and N like that. The club sign is used with the phonetic, semi-phonetic value in the words like him, slave, or himet, female slave, as well as in common expressions for his majesty. All right, but when you go into that term, you see that's the same term for your wife. It's just something to know. They did use that term for servitude, but is the term for a priest? Is the term for your wife? Is a term for a woman's husband? All right. So maybe if I get to the part where he be like, do this.
So I skipped over a lot of them. Definitely read every lesson in the book. That ain't what I meant. What I meant was do his writing drills. Someplace around here is gonna be that rap line from the song. It seemed like. But I don't know. I'm almost at an hour and a half, and this won't be one of the longer videos. And again, like I said, in reality, please take note, no matter how many times I say this is a shortcut, that's a shortcut. It's for lack of better words of saying things that might help you along the way as you learn. But in true sense of understanding and grasping the glyphs, there really are no shortcuts. It's just ways that you can set up your workflow by injecting other information that you would get at a later point in time, early in your learning process. And that's what this is what I mean, do his exercises. Okay? I didn't mean do his lessons. You gotta do the lessons in order to do the exercises. So we're gonna just work on this exercise. And I'm not expecting people, but I bet you just from knowing that things are written in squares, you could parse this now. So I would like to see someone who is like a novice in Medu Netcher, like first day. Even if you watch the video at a later point in time, you can still interact live with the video. Because it's your first time seeing this, like your first time listening to a song. So look, parse this from just the knowledge that you've got listening today. You don't have enough information to parse it correctly, but you're going to parse it completely, I should say. But you're going to be able to demonstrate whether or not you understand what was illustrated this morning. Now, the tools that, one of the tools I shared earlier will help you along. It's this tool. If you're following along like that, you can simply go to this tool. And when I say parse it, if you still ain't grasping what I mean, I'm saying identify the individual words in this sentence and somewhat put the 1, the 2, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on this the same way you started learning Medu Netcher 2 weeks ago. That's what's up. Start parsing it the same way. Go over what? Oh, what the ancient Egyptians called themselves? Okay, we definitely will deal with that. And we'll deal with that in this lesson to integrate the chat. So, again, just go to that tool, man, and line things up. You know you starting from the left because the bird looking to the left and the man looking to the left, right? What else you gonna do? Once you go back to the website, you're gonna say what that leaf thing is again. I forgot the sound. And what's the sound of this? And if Smash was right, is this the first box? That could be the first box. This could be the second box, you see? This could be the third. That's what I need to do. Okay, now I can do the boxes.
But when I come over here, it don't let me. I gotta start right here. That could be the first. That could be the second. And this could be the third. If you identified it in that way, you learned something today. You see them studs in the wall now. You feel me? You can identify. You can find the studs in the wall easy. Look, bow, 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 bow. Let's keep finding the studs in the wall. Don't even worry about reading it yet. Bow. Is this his own thing? Yes, it is, sir. Well, that means this is a box, see? Now, this is a conjunction. You haven't got to the point to identify that this N, just because you're going to be going, you're going to think it's an N that you're supposed to say. Yeah, you're supposed to make the sound, but when you read the grammar book, at this point, you would know that this is a conjunction between this and this. And I hope I'm saying conjunction right. I hope, it is like saying by, with, you know what I mean. If I didn't say the grammar part right, I'm tripping. Let me see. And so, yeah. So then this got his own box. Then what's the next parse? Because you ain't even parsing with no other knowledge but the knowledge of group writing. You see? Now, why did I stop? Because you don't know that these are determinatives yet? You don't have to. If you just went over the glyphs that you did learn, stop. We don't worry about what we don't know until the end of the survey. You write everything you do know and analyze what's left over at the end. So what you would learn is all of these is on the charts that we got. All of these, the ones that wouldn't be on the chart for a person who only learned his monoliterals or his uniliterals would be these two. And you're going to learn these in determinatives. Determinative section is so massive that I recommend not looking at it yet. Don't cloud your brain up and get frustrated. You can look at it, but first learn all of these. Then learn the biliterals, triliterals. Then the transliteration schemes, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe start looking at the determinatives. At the point when you start looking at the determinatives, you might, and once you read the book through the grammar, they ain't gonna teach you. They'll teach you what a determinative is, but they ain't gonna teach you them early in none of those books. I noticed that. Because it's so, once you know what one is, then you got a list of them. Then you know that they're like the placeholder emojis to define the word in front. For people who don't understand it, it helps you determine. It's a classifier. It classifies this word right here. So yeah, but they're still in the box too. And most texts, now look at this. What's the word here? You got to ask yourself, is that in the box? This is determinative, right? So here go the word. It's not going to fail you. All of the texts I open up, if you understand this part, you're going to be to the next level, trust me. And so, why? Because you're looking at, you're going by the consonants that it could possibly provide. How many consonants could this word provide? At the most 3, like I said. Haket. And that's 2. Haket, that's 2. But if you wanted to translate it the hardest way, you could say ha, ke, ta. Haketa. Or you could put an A in front of this or an E before this. Aha, keta. Because we don't know the vowels. But you ain't gonna find nothing that say ahakata nakakata. So if you already made those sounds while trying to figure out a word, you're probably going to be close to stopping 1, 2, or 3. So let's see if that's true or not. Since this is a determinative, this bowl, it let us know whatever haket is some type of something that could go in a bowl or a bowl itself. Now we got this in, 1 syllable. How would you have known that this is a preposition? Because it's in its own box, first of all. That's the easiest way to know. Right? Whenever the N is in its own box. I said preposition, man, hold on. Golly. Can't be confusing all this. A word governing or usually preceding a noun or a pronoun expressing the relation to another word is definitely a preposition. That's what I meant. I just be getting my brain be going crazy. And then I also called it a what? What I called it, a conjunction or something? I don't know. I'll be having to learn myself while I'm talking. I'm not learning, but I'm just like, what are you saying? The word used to connect clauses, so there's definitely both of the two. Just like that's why I was confused, because it does both of the things. All right, it's connecting. Well, this is just a word, but it's probably stemming from a clause. So notice this. Look, hiker, hiket. You see that? That's how it be working in Medu Netcher. Look, now you're learning more. These words, this is a clause, but how do you know this is a clause? First of all, one of the ways I identify, that you just know they do wordplay. So this say hikir, hiket. Hikir, hiket is something connected to Abu, which is a calf. All right. Now you can have Abu, which is going to be a Iwi be a calf, but this Abu, this Ib seems to be a calf. Let's see in the dictionary. Because why? Because it got the determinative. It's some type of that type of animal. But let's see. Even though we got other words for that, you don't let what you think you know supersede what the glyphs is showing you right there. So they got an I and a B. Now we'll go here. So most commonly, I need some water, go downstairs. Most commonly for this, we're going to see a heart. And I can't even go through it because it's 400 and something entries. So I'm not doing that. Here we go. So I want to say what this is. Are you getting confused? Yeah, there you go. There you go. I hope I explained that right after you said that. Ob is definitely a heart, but you don't see a heart determinative here, see? So you'd be wrong in thinking in this instance they're talking about a heart. Yeah, there you go, Tech in Tanetter, breaking that down. Now, you don't even have to know, again, what those words mean right there, because people don't understand the difference between translation, transcription, and transliteration. All right. Translation is, you could take the meaning and put it into your language, reordered and everything, just so you get the meaning ultimately. Transcription desires the meaning exactly
how recorded. Not a translation, a transcription. Let's verify that. So I shouldn't put transcription, I should put transcribe. Notice how the B and the P switch up in that word. Transcription or transcribe. I'm just saying. We're definitely going to go get some water, so we're going to take a break. Now, hold on. See, there you go again. They'll mess you up. Even elementary sources will mess you up and telling you that to transcribe is transliteration. So you got to go transcribe versus transcribe versus look. Transcribing versus transcription. All right? Scribe, B, script, P. Put simply, translation is a process of taking a piece of audio or written text and converting it into another language. Transcription, on the other hand, is a written version of an audio or video file in the same language, or it don't have to be audio or video. But so I don't know why they did that to mess it up. But you could get more detail, because I don't want to just sit here going into stupid deep depth about everything I say. But you can definitely get more detail. So transcribe. Oh, I should say linguistics, huh? I mean, obviously, they talking about audio and video. There you go. The primary difference. Now, see, you had to put linguistics. The primary difference between translation and transcription is that translation involves converting material into another language, while transcription involves only the source language. And you see? So now, if we look, now they didn't even go into transliteration. So let's go into transliteration. Excuse me. Transliteration. L-I-T. Transliteration. I messed that up. L-I-T-E-R. Man, I should have just erased this whole word. Yeah, they tripping. Hold on. Enter. Transliteration is about converting written characters into a different script. See, it don't talk about the sounds. It's trying to match the characters first, because you might have some offset on certain things. So first you're simply matching characters to your closest thing in another language. In contrast, transcription is about reproducing spoken words in writing. And then I got the 3 differences. So if you want to look that up, they're all right there. And I'm definitely almost at about 2 hours now. So I'm going to get ready to just fall back a little bit. We're talking enough. Again, this ain't a place to go and get the this is not really a starter spot. It's just some of the things I've done while learning, and a lot of people who have started learning the glyphs. if some of those techniques aren't useful for you, you might have another way of learning. We all learn differently, but hopefully it's something I said that helps. Help you get you on your way. Start reading the glyphs. And then they're going to tell you about all the 7,000 glyphs that you got to, nah, don't worry about none of that. The most of those arrive as variations of the original about 700 determinatives. So like if a man is holding his hand to his mouth right here, that's one. Then if he got something in his hand, that's a variation, which would qualify another one. But if they made a variation because he's holding something that wasn't invented at the time when they came up with the first glyphs, that don't mean you don't know how to identify what you see. You'll be looking like, oh, okay, this is the seated man with something in his hand, or this is the seated man holding a bow, or at whatever variant, therefore it be, that happened throughout 3,000 years of history. So if you see a Medu Netcher, you see a Netcher, this says, it's trying to say Medu, but it actually says Medech, Netcher. My man said, no, 2 more hours. Okay, I feel you. Medu, I'll be doing it, but sometimes it be like, yeah. Let me see. I don't know. It is what it is. Let me see something. See what Zoom want to do. All right, now somebody could tell me what this line say about Kemet down here. Line number 2. What happened in Kemet? So is my parsing rule going to fail you here, or is it going to help you? Let's see. This H ain't in a box by itself. It ain't in a rectangle. It ain't in the box by itself. Is the word, now you asking yourself, because you know these glyphs by now, so you're going to say, is this H-A-B? With the determinative after it? So if you try to sound out what this word could possibly be, could it be hob, heb, hop? That means this box, let me try to make the box, would go like this. Or is the word ha and a B? My Cash App is Smashrock. I appreciate y'all for helping the poor righteous teachers out here. I never go out like a poor righteous teacher though. That's no disrespect to them, but we learn from them to stay focused. Cause your family could go broke. You stay trying to teach for free online. Shout out for my man Techie and Tynetta for thinking about me and saying, what's your Cash App? Appreciate you, brother. So what do you say here? You haven't, in trying to figure this out, if the word was hob, it does have a determinative after it, right? You know, if the word was ha, do you know of any words that are just a boot, foot, a boot? I call it a boot because that's the sounds it makes, all right? So don't call it a foot when it could be a boot. It ain't a boot, it's a foot. But to remember the sound it makes,
It's a boot. So what sound does it make? Boo. It could make the B sound if only used just for its singular phonetic quality, which also could happen. But notice in the name of Abu Simbel, this is your boo. In Abu, this is your boo. I mean, it's the same word. Abu be an elephantine, not Abu Simbel. So it's a different place. So I'm going to say, obviously, to me, the word is heb. Hob, heb, could be wrong. Let's look that up. And it's the better way to do it. You're going to type a capital H for that H. I think that's a capital A for that vulture, and a B, a lowercase b, and one word pops up. So you're going to learn that from the transliteration schemes page. You'll know what to type in the dictionary in order to do your research. If you don't understand the transliteration, you won't be able to use the dictionary. So now they got this for the Heb Festival, for that one Heb. Let me try a lowercase I. So there you go, but they got it spelled out a little different. They didn't use the bird. There you go. They got an H and a B, so they got the bird under the word nah. Heb. So you think that's the word heb? There's nothing came back. You got H-A-B. This a different H. Oh, am I searching the wrong H? Let's see if I was searching the wrong H. What say you, Medu? Yeah, Dash Arab said hob too, but I'm looking for the definition of that word. I could define it. And here it goes. There you go. So you got the H and the B, right? Then you got the feet. So you know they just spelt it all the way out in the dictionary. I mean, in the text that we're analyzing. Hob, to send. There you go. Hob. So you parsed it correctly. Why did you parse it correctly? Because you just following the simple little rules that we laid out. And so let's go back to that. Just the rules of simple, how many consonants most words retain, and group writing, and then identifying determinatives. Well, you know that you didn't learn this one inside of your glyphs that should be spoken. So that's a default way to know that it's a determinative. You know, most glyphs that you didn't learn in going over the phonetic glyphs are going to be possibly determinatives by default. So now this is a word that this is weird because this ain't even really a word. It's just like, we got that. We understand that this, but it says in, it has a conjunction under it. Connecting this hob, send. This in is to. Send to where? Now you only got a chick bird and a man. You know the man is a determinative. So what word is just a chick bird? You understand this to be a conjunction, because they could have wrote this determinative and put the N on top of the chick. It could be a word new. We're going to go with, since we understand that we parse this, we got the feet walk and send. So they got to send it someplace. And this actually saying send to or send by. So what do you got for your one chick and the man? Do you have a young man? I'm going to type what you do if you don't know. You got a chick and a man.
You can identify this as a determinative or not because you're trying to figure it out. So you got 3 choices. You got new, which means the N is connected to this, which you know is defying the group writing somewhat, meaning that this is together. All right. So we got a chick bird and a man. This could be USA, which it probably ain't. Sa. But this is normally used in plural on words. If this was before this N, see? You can't say this is making this word, you can't say that's making this word plural, as you'd have to include the N in the word. And the determinative most often follows plurality. And it's only one man here. All right? So then you're going to investigate just this first. And you're just going to do an easy investigation. You know that as a U or a W since you understand the transliteration schemes. And we're going to see what that could represent by itself. We got a little time out from my, I got to re-download this. Maybe I'll be clicking stuff that make it take too long. All right. Now you notice here, in this, a district, we just got a W. Let's see how many times is the W just used by itself. It's just a district here, but it got a determinative next to it. Y'all know what? I just learned that today. Y'all probably been knew that. Who cares? I didn't know just a chick bird by itself meant a district. So this is what they're teaching you. It means a W here for plurality, which could, hold on, let me see if I'm letting my dang Adobe catch up. It ain't moving. It be hating on the teachings. Let me start on. W could just mean not they, them, or there, but really plurality. But those maybe that's how they're using it in the sentence we're talking about. There it is again for a district or a region. So sometimes you will see this next to this and think it's telling you plurality, attaching this to the word before it. But we clearly could see just a W by itself meaning a district, but it's not. Most often in these attestations, and not just a chick bird. So I'm gonna put USA, property, a district. Oh, here we go. The key, the state of past tense, that is what I forgot. I forgot all about that. This is an option, which would make, nope, it's not. This wouldn't work here. In key, that is an option. Oh, yeah, that's probably what it means. It's talking about that man right there. So I'm going to say that it is sending him. That's what this is saying. So we can end that right there. Because I just remembered a different, now you're going to get to the point where you can remember this or know this offhand too. It is a different grammar rule that they're using, and I can show it in Gardner's book right here. What's happening is, this is have inky, not inky. This is send to him. This chick by itself is amended onto this N and onto the heb. Somebody could correct that if that's wrong. This right here says send to him. And since we're doing this exercise, you know that Gardner explained that in this section. That's why I say do the exercises. So let's make it smaller. He clearly about to say that something up here somewhere. So, yep, he talking about Sejimian form after Erdi. Okay. Sejimian form is a grammar form that you learn. Sejim NF. And so that's what I think I was dealing with, a different form of Sejim NF right here. But I want to see it taught out. And that's why I'm going to do all these lessons over again myself. So here it goes. Here goes an example. Oh, dang, yep. Oh, no. Sejim any. This says, but why they got that sin? Haru F. All right. Yeah, Makaru. I got that. So I'm trying to illustrate something. Excuse me. I started getting caught up in my own chill. Now look. The funny part is, dang, he used, oh yeah, exactly. He uses the same word when teaching it earlier. I thought I went to a different book. So he's giving examples of just what I illustrated about that chick bird. See, it says, he sends thee. If you go into the lesson, we would have learned earlier that his example shows have F. So this is a little different one than the one he did. It says have F. Instead of an N under the feet here, we got an F. Whenever you see a F suffixed on a word, so it's making this word hebeth, he sends. And instead of the key that we see on the other one, which is just a chick bird, we see the chew. If I could highlight the chew, please let me highlight the chew. Let's say. We see the chew. Still with the U is letting us know that we're in a different grammatical form. So this is an example of what form? Let's see. Some of it is a gem enough, but they're just simply talking about a word order. And they said the word order is, however, modified by the subject object when the subject or object is a pronoun and when the preposition in governs the suffix pronoun. Is exactly what we're talking about, what it did in the other instance. I could get into this, and I finally hit the 2-hour point. That's about the length of today's video. I just want to not close in the middle of anything. So there we learn. Now, when he's talking about these independent pronouns, we're not, I think we passed up the ones because that's more complex. But these are a different type of pronouns in Medu Netcher, not your typical ones like ek and e and those sounds. You have like ki and tu, and they stand in a different place in the sentence for different reasons. So here's that ib. They said it was a kid. Remember that? Look. Earlier, this is funny that how this comes back to us. Earlier, we was talking about this being a heart. And I said we can draw from the fact here they're talking about a young calf or something is what I said. And they said a kid, which is that. And so this is just some of the fun learning stuff. Shout out for all the support. I appreciate y'all. Yo, somebody cop some more of that, some of that fly magi gear. Man, I gotta show some of that gear. Make sure you send me pictures. when you get your make sure you send me pictures when you get your gear so I can show everybody. And you know, I don't know what you caught, but these is fly. You know, I already showed y'all pictures of these. These is fly. It's just a way to support if you want something physical and tangible. Because who do we be supporting? Gucci, Louis, Fendi. And on this, you still getting champion quality. Why? Because this is a champion hoodie. $54 in the winter? Come on, man. Gotta be one of them magi officials enrolled into your conscious event looking important. Stop playing. Yep, and I'm gonna share the link to that right now. And shout out to the peoples who already been getting their support up. Cause I was like, oh, okay. See, share this embroidered jacket. So y'all can cop that. I'm sharing everything. Why? Because this is to make my time useful. I can't just justify this to my family if it ain't worth it. You feel me? So I'm pinning that link to the Steam Lab straight to, you could go right to the merch store. And if that's cool to you, yeah, it's cool to me. I was sent. Okay, that's a good one. Let's get back to the learnings. Now I'm about to open up a Zoom because I just got juiced. But I'm gonna stop and get some water, man. Sound like Gargamel. Mouth full of cotton over here. Let me see. And you know, definitely other pages where you could get real teachings. And, you know, these are real teachings, but you could get real teachers who would give it to you in a standard traditional format. I'm just more chill style with it. And I just shared a Zoom link for anybody who wants to go to channel. No, I want to replace the PM message. Anybody want to build for a moment before I exhaust my time? What we got here? Time for a break. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break because I'm going to go get some water just from downstairs. It won't be long. And guess I should play that White Crown again, huh? Be right back. Click the link. Let's build. I'll be right back. Hopefully somebody be waiting in the Zoom. Upper age, boy. Got that White Crown. Upper age, boy.
Babylonian bars, Ugaritic spit it, get it, dagger on me. That harpoon, it ain't for abalone. Phoenician pieces made of Nubian gold. Antediluvian scrolls hit the Dubian poles. And if you wanna debate that, you'll get truly exposed. I'm like the king of Axum, accent. Bring the maxims of Patar back to action. I actually swing my axe, so y-axis 32 degrees west on the y-axis. Try and catch us. Christianity was stole from Kemet, lying bastards. Compare the book of Psalms to Amenope. Sometimes when rhyming, I'm just like a shaman, okay? I rock the white crown, say top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say top metal. You rock the white crown, say top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say top metal. I'm a star charting Bantu boy with my bow and arrow. I raise a king in my gnome if I don't know the pharaoh. Explosive and lethal when your dreams like Joseph the Hebrew. And no sending evil, why jet and neck bent. Here to ward that off, I'm not a sage burner. Scroll learner, the page turner. The script writer, put the pen down cause I don't fucking need it. Cause I got the white crown, the upper Egypt. The white crown, say top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say top metal. You rock the white crown, say top shimmer. You rock the red crown, say top metal. I'm a C group, Magi Archer, from Ta-Nehisi. You conscious community pseudos never try to test me. Cause I'm in Rock Squad up, fuck religion. And when I'm on the mic, don't cut my wisdom, boy. I'm W.E.B. Du Bois. I'll smother you under the Sphinx, heed the voice. Ancestrally cooking up mean lyrics. Cats fighting cause they don't think the dope.
All right, cool. I'm back. Thank y'all for making it a good show. Nobody in the Zoom, so I feel like that was a good show. Thank y'all for tapping in. Contributions are wonderful and accepted and appreciated. And participation is something, I mean, at this point, is recorded.